Shalom everyone, this is Sumi with a new episode of What's Going On by Sumi powered by Teplex. आप लोग को पता है हम लोग शुरुआत करते हैं latest trends के साथ when it comes to hair and makeup courtesy of Teplex. Let's have a look. Welcome back everyone, this is Sumi and now it's time for me to introduce my guests for today. They're very, very special. I've been wanting to have them for a very long time and they're musicians. Yes, I've been craving for them for a very long time. बहुत सारे हमारे पास food bloggers आए and so many other people, but now it's time for the band that's called Laal. I welcome you all. We have Sarah, we have Mavish, and we have Timur. How are you all?
How are you?
I'm doing very well. So excited to have you guys.
We're excited.
मैं इतनी impressed हुई हूँ Timur से मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती. Everything is on point, sound, his guitar tuning, all of that.
मेरे बारे में बात कर रही हैं?
नहीं, आप ही के बारे में बात कर रही
Thank
थी.
you.
Lyrics prompt. Oh my goodness. कैसे कर लेते हैं आप ये सब?
बस आपसे सीखा है.
Your professionalism to next level. I've never seen it by the way. But how are you doing as a band? Pandemic has happened, so much has happened, and Laal is still there. What's going on?
क्यों जी?
We're super busy. These last 2 months have been crazy. Been traveling 2-3 times a week to locations outside of Lahore and just performing and just going nuts really. So pandemic है मगर हमारा काम चल रहा है.
काम चल रहा है. That's amazing. So being a family band, you know, इतनी लड़ाइयाँ होती हैं, there are disagreements. I mean, that's what I know of my family and most of the families. How do you guys get along with each other? You have no choice. You have to. What about you guys?
You guessed it. मैं बड़ा मजलूम हूँ यहाँ पे. देखिए एक तो वैसी बीवी जो है वो साथ अपनी वो बहन को भी लाती है.
Exactly.
ओह फिर उसके बाद तो मेरी को बचत नहीं होती.
नहीं होती हाँ.
Life before, in the band before these two ladies. Sort of came to dominate the whole scene.
Was so boring.
Was wonderful. Was wonderful. Everybody used to listen to me. अगर मैं गलत कॉर्ड भी बजाता था, नोट भी मेरा गलत होता, लोग कहते थे वाह क्या बात है. अब अगर मैं जो ना वो तीर भी मार दूं तो कहते हैं not bad. सर पे ना चढ़ो.
सही बात, सही. But Sarah,
yes.
You just joined them again professionally, let's say, officially, let's say.
Yeah.
Before हम लोग Sarah को देखते थे, and I saw her like singing. वैसे हम लोग बैठे हुए at Ali Noor's house. I did not know कि professionally भी लाल के साथ आके ये गाती थी. I was like, Sarah, you sing that? It's like, come on, get out of here. I'm just trying. I've been so shy about it. And I was like, dude, she's part of Laal band. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so it's been about, I would say, a little over a year. Last year, I think around August, September, basically Timur we started doing this campaign called Music for Peace.
Right.
And what we were doing was there was live performances that we would record at the studio, and we would have certain guests from around the country really. तो उसके लिए पे इसने कहा कि भाई थोड़ा सा और backing vocalist type के लिए करते हैं. And that's kind of how it started.
Amazing.
And the confidence sort of builds up as you keep doing things more and more often, right?
Yeah. So the special part about this band, ladies and gentlemen, is this: of course they have songs and all, but they have a purpose behind it. They're social and progressive, political oriented songs that they sing, and most of the time I think Timur is asking for trouble.
Sometimes I'm not asking for it, I still get it. But actually, the object is not to try and get into trouble at all. If I do get into trouble, I consider that I've not been successful in what I'm trying to do. The object is to try to get society out of the trouble it's in already.
Right.
Especially with respect to the intolerance that we see, and whether it's a religious intolerance that we see. We saw that horrific incident in Sialkot. Or whether it's intolerance of people of other ethnicities, or intolerance of people of, well, there's a lot of, we don't call it intolerance, but there's a lot of discrimination on the basis of gender, etc.
Absolutely.
So all of these things are social causes that are very close to me, to my heart and to everyone's heart, and that's what we try and address through music, in addition to having a lot of fun. Because fun is also very important. We've got to have fun, but we've also got to talk about these issues in a way which can connect with people. And,
Absolutely. So you being the two female members of the band, आप लोग कहाँ नहीं जाते? You know, going to the villages, the smallest areas that one can't even think about going over there, and they don't see, you know, women performing, singing songs. It's not as accepted as it is nowadays here within, you know, like normal cities kya, like big cities like Lahore, Islamabad, Karachi, that's what I'm talking about. But उन जगहों में अभी भी पुराने ख्यालात के हैं, उनको बड़ा अजीब सा लगता है कि ये औरतों के बैंड में हैं और ये गा रहे हैं, गिटार बजा रहे हैं and all of that. How do you feel performing there?
It's feels a bit weird sometimes, especially when there's only men in the audience and you can see they're going crazy and you're like, okay, just keep back a little bit, you know, don't infringe on my private space kind of thing. But it's also good because they're also seeing, okay, a woman is also capable of doing this, and this is also her place in society. She doesn't only have her place in the home. This is also something she can do. So hopefully it opens their minds up a little bit and, you know, makes them think, okay, आदमी औरत दोनों एक ही चीज कर लें, कोई मसला नहीं है, you know. So, but yes, it can get a little bit uncomfortable because, as we know, men have a tendency to stare a lot, and seeing a woman dancing and having a good time on stage, they stare a bit.
Sarah, how do you feel about it?
I feel very secure because obviously it's not just with Temur or Mavish, like हमारा जो overall band है, 2-3 other members that we have, it's a family, you know, so everybody's got each other's backs that way. So अगर वो आदमी होते भी हैं, मुझे उस तरह as such, it doesn't bother me that way.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Timur, when you were doing these concerts, कोई ऐसा subject छेड़ा हो जिसमें आपको लगा हो कि okay, I need to like watch out what I say, how I, you know, convey my message because I have two female members standing with me and I don't want any trouble. How do you go about things?
Yeah, I think, I mean, there have been incidents where I could clearly see what I was saying was not acceptable to the audience. One concert in particular, if you recall. But it doesn't deter me from saying the things that I feel strongly about.
You want to, okay, no.
It doesn't deter me.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you one other interesting thing, which is that when Mavish and Sarah perform with me, it's obviously it's something new for a lot of people. There's no doubt about that. But for the girls and for the women, it is like a watershed. They flock around, you know, Mavish and Sarah, and they just completely are awed by them. Completely overawed by them.
Right.
अभी हमने जो concert किया था वहाँ पे शरदपुर में जो concert किया था, तो वहाँ पे it was you know, girls etc. and they just went completely like mental. Like there was like I think 300-400 girls, and all of them wanted a selfie with Mavish.
Oh wow!
Until Mavish said, "Enough is enough. Please, bas karo." So there's that, yeah.
You get the love also. It's not like that.
Oh,
yeah, there's so much love, and also just जहाँ पे you know, जिसना बात करते कि sometimes there's only male audiences, but अभी the past few shows that we've been doing. We've been doing Christmas shows for Christian communities in certain areas, right? Like we've been to Patoki and Okada like thrice.
Okada, which we started to, now we said कि हमने Okada और नहीं जाना. इतना हम Okada गए कि हमने Okada को boycott कर.
Because there's different districts there, etc. So कभी इधर से invitation, etc. But you know what was really nice was to see those women also, not just the kids too, but it's अक्सर segregated ही होता है, but women, so we performed, for example, in schools, you know, तो उनको देख के, like the women that get around and they dance and they read and then they come up to us and you know, they say कि भाई हमें like बहुत अच्छा लगा to see.
It's liberating for them.
And it's motivating for them. कि भाई अगर ये कर सकती हैं तो हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते?
हाँ,
Right?
बिल्कुल.
Like whether it's as simple as being able to enjoy yourselves. कि भाई अगर हमें म्यूजिक सुन के अगर हमें थोड़ा सा इजहार करना है और अपनी खुशी का नाचने से तो हम कर सकते हैं.
बिल्कुल,
You know?
absolutely.
And the little girls also, you know,
Yeah.
to see them is just, it's really wonderful. Really.
सारा तो becomes a Pied Piper there. जब ये जाती है पीछे पूरी लाइन लगी होती है.
Oh wow.
लड़कियों की और बच्चों की यूं sneaking around, following her everywhere.
It's really cute and sometimes like we go to like ये हुआ दूसरी दफा या तीसरी दफा हम ओकारा किसी चक में गए तो you know दूर से दिल से आपी सारा like I'm like oh, okay like you know कोई आए हुए होते हैं because they've heard them because it's really sweet. Very
That's
sweet.
really
Yeah,
nice,
very
really
sweet.
nice. So देखो कभी गवर्नमेंट ने आपको अप्रोच किया कि भाई साहब आप जरा बहुत बोल रहे हैं?
अप्रोच नहीं करती गवर्नमेंट कभी भी.
अच्छा.
हाँ, और गवर्नमेंट
धमकी
तो
देती है?
नहीं, वो इनडायरेक्ट होता है.
अच्छा.
मिसाल तौर पे we were invited to perform at the Government College University Faisalabad at Chinot, and when we arrived we were told that you're not allowed on campus. You can't enter campus because
Serious?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, के ऊपर से orders आए हैं.
ऊपर से ऑर्डर्स आए हैं ऊपर से. अब ये नहीं पूछो कहाँ से, मगर बहरहाल. And I tried my best, you know, I tried to call the vice chancellor, I called other vice chancellors, I called other professors to call him, etc. Nothing worked. So then, in fact, and we were officially invited by the entire sociology department, but they were very kind. All the professors came out of the university, brought their students, and we had a separate concert at a small hotel, you know, at a restaurant, etc. Outside of the
Good
university.
Lord! Wow.
So that sort of stuff also happens.
But moving on to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what it is for Laal. All right, so in this segment, we always change it for every guest that we have, and for you guys, we have this that I'm gonna give 2 words to each of you,
Okay.
and जो भी word है, you have to think of a song within 5 seconds कि उसमें वो word आए.
Oh, bloody hell.
ठीक है? It's as simple as
What's
that.
the bell for?
The bell is for before you answer, start singing, you have to ring the bell and then start singing.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the first
Not
word.
the pressure.
Pressure.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. The word is Zindagi.
Kishore.
3. वो नहीं आते.
I was thinking of Zindagi.
It's a
मुझे ये याद है वैसे.
Whatever comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we
Not
have
bad,
the
not
next.
bad. Good job, good job.
All right. So next word is Dosti.
दोस्ती ऐसा ना था. Na 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 na. I don't know the lyrics.
Okay, Mom.
दोस्ती है.
हाँ, नहीं और वो भी सबसे अच्छी है,
that's lovely.
चलती रहती है, रुकती नहीं. दोस्ती तेरी मेरी ऐसी दोस्ती.
What a beautiful track.
Nice one.
All right, Mavish. Dil.
दिल दिल पाकिस्तान जान जान पाकिस्तान दिल दिल पाकिस्तान जान जान पाकिस्तान.
Second one, Laal.
Oh, लाल मेरी पत. We perform these songs all the time, so this is too easy for me. These are the standard ones that we
Too easy.
so.
सारे मुश्किल सारा को दे दिए. आसान जो तुम्हें दे दिए.
अच्छा, एक और. Shire.
शायर.
Okay.
मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ. पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है. पल दो पल मेरी हंसी है. पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है.
Chalo, very nice. Pass on the bell. I love how they're helping each other out.
We're a team.
All right. Khwab.
अब मुझे कोई याद नहीं आ रहा.
जुनून का.
अधूरे सही.
ओ हाँ, नहीं वो नहीं मुझे आता. नहीं.
Khwab.
ख्वाब. ख्वार हो रहा हूँ मैं ख्वाब पे. यार.
मेरे ख्वाबों में जो
ओके.
Okay.
मुझे ख्वाब सारे भूल गए हैं यार, क्या करें.
Nazar.
I'm shocked.
तिरछी नजर टाइप कोई गाना नहीं होता था something?
तिरछी टोपी था
अच्छा, I don't know.
यार क्या हो गया मुझे नजर लग गई है अच्छा
Can't
जब
think of
आप
a
मुझसे
single
पूछ रहे थे मुझे ठक करके गाने आ रहे थे
Exactly,
मेरी बारी आई है तो मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहे
नजर ये बड़ी मुश्किल गेम है भाई सुमी जान
अच्छा चलो मैं आपको
कोई इंग्लिश वाले गाने होते तो बेहतर होता.
इश्क
इश्क से तो आना चाहिए ना कोई
इश्क में जो
भी
डूब गया उसे दुनिया की लहरों से डरना क्या तेरे इश्क में जो भी डूब गया उसे दुनिया की लहरों से डरना क्या
वादा
जो वादा किया वो निभाना पड़ेगा जो वादा किया वो निभाना पड़ेगा निभाना पड़ेगा रोके जमाना चाहे रोके जुदाई तुमको आना पड़ेगा जो वादा किया वो
निभाना लास्ट वन नीला
नीला नीला सा दिसंबर है
नीला क्या तो नहीं था वो
नीला था भीगा था सॉरी
नीला रंग
भीगा था
नीले नीले अंबर पर चांद जब आए कैसे नहाए
There you go.
very nicely done you guys will get a little
दिस्ती
something
हो गई मेरी full time.
But in the next segment, I've been like looking for your pictures on Instagram. I've taken out some, 2 each, and I will ask you what's the story real quickly.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Cool, yeah.
So we're back, and this is what's the story. And you guys know I take out pictures from Instagram, and I've been able to take out 4 of them. So I'm gonna ask them now. So the first picture, guys, Sarah, what's going on in this picture? What's the story?
Okay, so this is basically हम लोग गए थे Okara and the Christmas shows that I was talking about. I think this was our second, or maybe a second or the first one that we were doing. What's really nice is हम लोग जब जाते हैं वहाँ किसी भी village में जब पहुँचते हैं तो there's always some sort of welcome. This picture was taken outside, I think, one of the किसी comrade के I think घर के बाहर थी, and there was a welcome sign sort of नीचे, and there was a ढोल वाला, and there's पत्तियां फेंकते हैं हम पे and everything. So this was a Christmas का वो show that we had. Yeah.
And then there's one more picture, I think you girls stick to that, and then I'll talk to Timur.
Yeah.
What's the story?
This is actually from last year, I think in the summer, where me and Mavish and I are 4 sisters. Mavish is the eldest, and there's me. फिर मेरे से छोटी है, और फिर Alize. So Anam, जो हम मेरे से छोटी, she also has a kid. Mavish has 2 kids.
Right.
So. And with Alize, we've hardly...
And Alize herself is a kid.
Yeah. I'm kidding. And we hardly traveled together, Usna. So this is our sort of first trip that we had taken as sisters. And Islamabad hum gaye the, our eldest Khala lives there. And it was hardly a 3-day trip, but it was really lovely. And we were going out for dinner, like just a sisters' dinner. Pe hum ja rahe the.
Amazing, good times.
Yeah, really nice.
Timur, I have this picture for you. What's happening?
This was a march that we did against the rising cost of living. It was called Mehngai Mukao March.
Oh.
And on this Mehngai Mukao March, we got on a truck and we were singing along the way.
This was when?
From Lahore to GT Road we went. This was I think last year.
Oh.
And then when we got to Islamabad, this is Islamabad Press Club, we did a massive concert.
But thank you so much, guys. And of course, Timur itna intezam karke aaya hua hai. They will sing a song. I don't know what song that is. You can surprise us, whatever that might be. But thank you once again for taking out time.
Thank you so
much. It's lovely
much.
having you guys over.
Lovely being
Any
here.
message to the youth before you guys start off with the song?
Education, really. I think just study hard, stay in school, and make something of yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely, Sarah.
I would say the same, and also just open up your minds a little bit to other world views and ways of living, and just be more accepting and tolerant. I think.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
बंदे दे पुत्र बन जाओ.
Thank you so much, guys. And I'm just going to hand it over to them from here on. This is Sumi saying, Baumane Khuda. Catch you guys next week. And here we have Laal.
ਲੋਏ ਲੋਏ ਭਰ ਲੈ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਜੇ ਤੁਧ ਪਾਂਡਾ
भरना शाम पे बिन शाम मोहम्मद कर जानी ने डरना
माली दा कम पानी देना पल पल मशका पावे मालिक दा कम
फल फुल लाना
लावे या ना लावे सदा ना बागी बुलबुल बोले सदा ना बाग बहारा सदा ना मापे
हुस्न जवानी सदा न सोबत यारा
दुश्मन मरे ता खुशी ना करिए सजना भी मर जाना दीगर ते दिन होया मुहम्मद ओढ़क नू डूब जाना ता दे मस्जिद ता दे मंदिर ता दे जो कुछ पैदा एक किसे दा दिल ना टावी रब दिला विच रहना मस्जिद मेरी तू क्यों टावे मैं क्यों तोड़ा मंदिर नू आजा दो में बह के पढ़िए एक दूजे दे अंदर नू उनकी सेरे बूढ़े होते चुप दा जंगला रहना उन्ने जुल्म किसे ने आरो चुप चुपी दे सहना रहनी नहीं फिरौना आखिर ताड़ियत खुदाई हर बंदे ने अपने अपने
सुनना बदला लेना
कुप हनेरे दिए चादर लीरा लीरा होनी और इस धरती दे उठे सूरज चढ़ के रहना सोशलिज्म दे दाना बादो और नियस खलोना साहबानू इस मेरे से लेके झंड हेठ नहीं बहना नहीं असा उधारी देनी अपनी रत नियाजी उनते सौदा तो हथी सिर देना सिर लेना
रोए रोए हर ले कुड़िए
जे तुझ पाना भरना
शाम पे मेरे शाम मोहम्मद कर जानी ने डरना
ओ मालिदा कम
पानी देना
पर मशका पावे मालिक दा कम
फल फुल लाउना लावे या ना लावे
सदा ना बागी
बुलबुल बोले सदा ना बाग बहारा सदा ना मापे हुस्न जवानी सदा ना सोबत यारा
दुश्मन मरे ता खुशी ना करिए सजना भी मर जाना जी करते दिन होया मुहम्मद ओढ़क नो डूब जाना तादे मस्जिद
तारे मंदिर तारे जो कुछ टहना एक किसे ना दिल ना टावे रब दिला
विच रहना तादे मस्जिद तादे मंदिर तावे जो कुछ कहना एक किसे दा दिल ना टावे
रब
ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ
ਇੱਕ ਕਿਸੇ
ਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਨਾ ਟਾਵੀ ਰੱਬ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਰੱਬ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਰੱਬ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ
ਰੱਬ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ